Hey guys, welcome back. We're gonna head back over to Chicago, where on the 4th of July weekend we had over 130 something people shot. 19 of them died, and we're gonna see how they address this ongoing situation in Chi-Town.
Jhonson facing questions over his response to the deadly holiday weekend that left 19 people dead and 109 others shot.
Good
WGN
Lord.
political reporter Tamon Bradley takes a closer look at the mayor's response.
Typical weekend in Chi-Town, baby.
Good evening. Last Friday, Mayor Jhonson landed back in Chicago after a trip to New Orleans. From the airport, he traveled straight to Greater Grand Crossing, the scene of a mass shooting where neighbors and the wider Chicago community demanded answers.
Today, I stand here today heartbroken.
More than any other official, the Chicago mayor must wear the stain of the city's staggering gun violence. Brandon Jhonson, a West Side
Staggering is an
resident,
understatement.
insists he gets it, and he's up to the challenge.
There's no secret where I live, right? You know, that's why this is personal for me. I've shared this. We've had gunshots come through our home. I'm so sick and tired
Why are
of
we
losing
used
black
to this?
boys to violence in this city. It grieves me fiercely.
After 19 people were killed, dozens more wounded during the extended 4th of July weekend, Jhonson and his long-term solutions approach face increasing scrutiny. During a morning press event at police headquarters, Jhonson was grilled. The mayor was forced to explain why he was not in Chicago on the 4th.
Given the fact that 4th of July
Vacation,
is known
baby.
to be a very violent time in the city of Chicago, do you think that was a wise idea to be out of town?
No.
Well, here's what I can say emphatically.
No.
That my work never ends. It doesn't. You know, I accept the responsibility of 24/7 on call every day of the week.
Last Friday, the 5th, Jhonson met people impacted by the violence, including a family that lost 3 loved ones, including an 8-year-old
family.
boy. Critics want more. Jhonson foe, Alderman Raymond Lopez, took to X to highlight ShotSpotter alerts across the city.
Which he
This is what
canceled,
the
by the
criminal
way.
enablers don't want you to see. Over a 3-day period, nearly 500 shooting incidents across the districts
3
with gunshot
days.
detection technology, he wrote. Despite the mayor's decision to cancel the city's agreement with the company behind the tech, a group of city leaders wants to reverse Jhonson. Once again today, the mayor said he's not changing his mind. Instead, he'll keep pushing his comprehensive approach to public safety.
What does
My
that mean?
ultimate goal is to transform this city so we cut off the pipeline of boys between the ages of 10 and 19 being either victims or the perpetrators.
The mayor also
See, that sounds well and good. That sounds great. Those are fantastic words. We all want that. But see, the problem is they're not addressing this. This is a situation that's at the state level. This is a state problem. This is a catch and release criminal justice system that, has caused these situations in Chicago. It's catch and release. The same thugs get out and they commit these crimes over and over. All these community programs that they're implementing and they're throwing money at, and these things are needed. Preventative measures are needed. But if you don't address this at the state level, you pissing in the wind. You got to have strict law enforcement with community policing. That's the only way to bring Chicago back. At a stretch of time in the late 90s or maybe the early 2000s, Chicago's crime rate was going down. They've just been skyrocketing since they did this criminal justice reform, catch and release. There you go, right on back up. And it's not just Chicago, but we're addressing Chicago because they're always in the front of the news. Y'all think I'm just beating up Chicago all the time. They keep giving me stuff to talk about. They're doing it all wrong over there. All wrong.
stressed that everyone must take responsibility for helping end violence. And tomorrow, along with city health leaders, the Jhonson administration will explain how residents can do just that. Tamon Bradley, WGN News.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago just received $100 million to address crime, address the city's violence. So, yes, $100 million going towards community programs, and how, that sounds great, but who's monitoring the money and who's making sure it's going to go to effective causes? You can throw all the money in, you can create money, print money. You have to change these laws at the state level. All these cities where the violence is increasing, change the laws at the state level. You have to have effective law enforcement. Law enforcement and politics are married. You guys are gonna hear me say that and beat that up. They're married. They're just like two hillbilly cousins. You know, they married. You can't get around it. So, you know, address both issues, community issues and these state laws, these catch and release criminal justice reform laws. You know, letting these guys out, you know, these repeat offenders out. And while they're in there, try to rehab them instead of just throwing them in there and letting them lift weights. You have to rehabilitate. It's called the Department of Corrections, and none of these agencies are doing any corrections. It's just incarceration. Make that part of criminal justice reform. Double side Sergeant Keenan, I really appreciate your support, guys. Hit me up in the chat if you agree or disagree. We gotta do better. God bless everybody. Have a blessed night.